Okay, so this is not another analysis video on the GM channel, but today I wanted to do something different. Assembly code. Um, One of my friends on Twitter and just somebody that I've known for a bit through Melee, this is who runs a tournament which in the past has allowed for wobbling to be legal, which I think is really special. But ever since like the ranked update, wobbling check has been added to the set of codes that is used to run Slippy, and now even on Direct Connect, wobbling does not work. And to just like run a tournament with like a custom rule set, I think this really sucks. So what I'm gonna try to do is look through the Slippy code base and like find the specific code that enables this wobbling check, and then try and write another code that disables it. And I already kind of like done some research and done some pretty interesting stuff. This is going to be like a very unstructured, scriptless video, so for it to be a little messy. Um, but yeah, so here's like the open source GitHub page for all the assembly code that is used to write like the like Slippy mods for Melee. And if we just like search here like wobbling, we actually get like pretty really relevant to results for like how they wrote this code. So just look through here a bit. This is just like a mod list, I think. This is important because this is more like injection lists, like ledge grab limits. This seems like it's for console, so it's important. Um, you can play wobbling. Um, this is like a description of the code. Or we want the actual prevent wobbling check on ASM. So that looks pretty useful. Go to here. This definitely does not look like it's a lot. But we have a folder called prevent wobbling, so let's look in there. We are just looking at this, I think. What that initialize wobbling. I don't know what this is initializing, but they all seem like kind of the same line of code. And the instruction is load word 0. I don't know why that's relevant, but I just like know what the command is. Prevent wobbling.s. So this looks like the real meat of how everything. And like from reading the comments here, ensure I'm being held in a grab, not thrown. Get grabber data. Ensure grabber has a follower. This looks like the real logic. So this is where we're going to be looking. And I just want to make sure I'm recording. Okay, yeah, great. Okay, so this looks like what is relevant to us. And from what I know about like Gecko codes in Melee is that like you need to like inject the code you create into existing code, and to do that you need a injection address, which is like just the memory address where you're going to spew all of this new code into. So you were just looking at some lists of like disable wobbling stuff in the initial search, excuse me. So yeah, I think that could be kind of useful. And have a look here, like this address in particular. Yeah. So wobbling. So the injection address for the disable wobbling code is 800db880, and we should be able to like find this address inside like the existing Slippy Gecko code. That is just you can just like freely find in like the Gecko code tab. So if we go like vaults, so I like took the code like that's just like in Dolphin, and I copy pasted it to like a text editor. And then what's nice about like the tooling that Fizzy created to like translate assembly to um, whatever this is called, like I forget what this is. Just like the code itself is like there are comments for all of like the for what all of this code is. So I know for this block, it's something to do with nanodeterminism. If I like go to some random place, gosh, this is a lot. I know this is like animating something. I know this is animating a cursor. What else? You kind of get the point. Oh, this is for like the chic selector. Yeah. So if I just like search up wobbling here, I should be able to like find the injection of like where the wobbling check happens. And what do you know? We have all of the code for wobbling. It isn't in assembly, but it's still we still know that we can change something like inside of here, and we can change things inside of here, and hopefully we can disable the wobbling check. So yeah, I just took like this block and I copy pasted it here, and we saw this address from earlier, right? It is the injection address for disable wobbling, so that is our address of interest. So we're going to take this address, and now we're going to do the real interesting stuff. So let's get into a direct connect game of Melee. And then let's do a bit of science. And I've never had this many applications open on my computer before and also record. So it's probably going to kill my computer a little bit. But we'll see. Let's boot up the Let's play on both. Controller. Here we go. We should be able to just like direct connect to each other. Like this one, the ice climbers itself. Switch over to the other one. And we'll make this who gets wobbled the most. Eek. Players hate getting wobbled. Okay. Search for each. Versus Ice Climber. Move Pisces to the center. And let's just see like the normal behavior. So you know what we're looking for. I know like wobbling can only be done at a certain percent. So I'll whack this guy. Get him up to 40. Let's wake you up. And let's wobble. You remember how to do this first. So just jab, whoops, grab. Alright, so that seems like expected behavior. I don't know how many wobbles it is, like, in order to, like, trigger the grab release, but, this seems like right to me. I'm pretty sure I'm going at the right pace. So, the wobbling check is there. Now we have, like, this address of interest, right, that we got from, like, the initial wobbling check over here, so I'm gonna throw that into my special code address thingy-majigger, and we're gonna search for that address, and we're gonna add a breakpoint, so we stop the code when we go over this like wobbling check. So Let me get Sheik up to like wobbling percent. Jab this time. This was not the best stage. 40 is probably enough. Okay. Pause. I have the address here. I search for it. Let's do this on the one that pulling ices in actually. So I got my better breakpoint, and nothing's happened yet. So let's see what happens when we move. Okay, so I did the jab and I did the F tilt, and it stopped the game. So that's a really good sign. The game has recognized that wobbling has happened. We have desynced the game, I think, though, by like disconnected actually by like just stopping Melee entirely. So we're gonna stop this emulation. We're just gonna look at this for now. Okay. Now we can like go through the code step by step. So this is the injection address that we got. So this is right here. This is the same thing as this. At least I'm pretty sure. So if that's true, then this should be corresponding to something in here. Yeah, so we do branch to like another address first, so I want to get... Okay, so the first instruction is load word 0 at register 3. Let's search for that here. Got a few results already. I actually understood this would be a lot faster, but this is how I'm doing it. And then the next assembly instruction is TMPWI. I forget what that stands for. Let's like just eyeball around for that. So we have every load word 0 seems to be like followed by that. So at least most of them. So this one isn't. But hopefully like one of these is a match. And then the next one is command here is branch less than. And we have that over here. So we have like 3 matches of assembly code from here to here. So that's a really good sign. I think we have found like the location of this code in the game. And that is really big. And the address is for this is 8066A300. So I'm gonna get that down so we can get there a little quicker next time. It'd be useful too. The wobbling code. Okay. And now we can start like making modifications and seeing if we can get rid of the wobbling check or disable it somehow. So from earlier, I noticed this like very relevant. Excuse me. There's like a counter for like counting, like how many wobbles you. And yeah, here it is. So we have like a label here called update wobble count. That's like pretty self-explanatory. We're like updating a counter that like keeps track of how many wobbles you've done. And update last move ID, I don't know what that means. And increment wobble count by 1. Okay, this is like the important thing, I think. So we load byte 0, register 3 into the offset wobble counter by register defend. I don't know what this means, but this is really important. This assembly command is add immediate, and that just adds a number to a register. So I'm assuming that this is what is adding to the wobble count, and it's adding incrementing by 1. We have that number 1 here. So if I can find this and change this 1 to a 0, then we have disabled the wobble count. effectively. At least that's how it should work in my head. So we're gonna try and find this. Gonna be a little tedious. Oh, it's right here actually. Mind. So all I would need to do is change this, and I think would be fully disable the wobble restriction. So the next challenge is like actually changing it. And that's the part that I'm not too familiar with, but I think I have a lead. So let's like take note of this address here. 8066A338. The wobbling addition line of code. I guess that's what I call it. 8066A. And now that we've found this, I don't need this anymore. I'll probably find out that I need it like an hour longer because of it. That's cool. So originally, this was add immediate R3 1, which just means like add 1 to R3, and then we want it to be add immediate R3 0, not adding anything at all. Okay, so this is the part that I'm a little more shaky about. Do think I know what to do. I'm gonna be really bad at explaining. We're gonna figure this out. So in like Gecko code, this line of assembly is this, right? So we can see like this. Pay attention to this, like this thing I've highlighted here. So if it's 0, can't really notice anything. But if I put like a 1 here, this goes up by 1. This goes up by 2. By another, yeah. So you kind of get the point here, right? So if we find like this line of code in the original Gecko code, and we write another Gecko code to replace this code, then we're all cool here. And I guarantee we can actually find this like in this Gecko code over here if I just search for it. Yeah, there's exactly one result. So that's our match here. Okay. So the next thing I want to do is create an O4 code, which, to my knowledge, just like what it does is like it takes a value in memory, and for every frame that happens in game, it like makes that memory value a certain value. I explained that really badly, but I'll probably show you what it means in a sec. So I don't know how to make this O4 code though. I gotta like open up some guides and do some research, so it's gonna be a little boring. I know they have like resources on like how to get started, and there's like this Mario Kart Wii forum thing that's like really useful. Yeah, MKWii go from noob to veteran ASM coder guide read. Okay, so we are really going deep now. What was it? Basics. Let's go search for O4. Oh, there we go. Okay, so this O4 code is what I'm looking for. All right, so we got like an O4, and I know the X's are like the memory address, and then what is the Y? So the Y value overwrites the default word value at the memory address 80xxx. The 32-bit RAM writes by 4. Okay, yeah. Okay, so all I would need to do in my head would be take the address of the wobbling like addition, and then change this to 04, and then we put in the new code here, and I think that would be it. Honest. Do this, and we're gonna change this to, and we're just gonna add this to a gecko code, and add this as a gecko code. I mean, see what happens. It's gonna have gecko codes, show defaults, all the ways. I forget how to name gecko code. First, the most important thing, author name. Optional. Enable wobbling. Use on direct only, because this is going to guarantee a desync on Panther on Rails if you IC. We're just gonna put the code in. See what happens. This is exciting. Me being a pessimist probably will not work. Let's just see what happens. Start. Connect itself. Which this time? I know it.
Versus Ice Climber.
Dreams. I don't care. Buddy in the center. Did I enable the code? I think I added it, but I didn't enable it. Yeah, I didn't enable it. Okay, glad I caught that. Just double check everything. I'm like doubting myself right. Right. Great. The wobbling code is enabled. Alright. Back into this. Expect Dolphin to just explode.
Choose your Ice Climbers. Choose your character. Peach.
Search for color. Is everything recording?
Versus
Recording.
Ice Climber. Go.
Here. Center. And up to like 30%. Yeah, that's enough. Moment of truth. I think I have the breakpoint disabled. Yeah, it's probably disabled. I think this works. I think I just messed up the wobble. Okay, I'm gonna I don't even know what to say. I can't believe that worked. I'm gonna try again just for good measure, but when I tested the wobbling at the beginning of the video, we clearly saw the grab break. So I feel like this code is working as intended. You know what we need for this? We need optimal. Got this. Oh, I'm so bad. Ah. Get up. speeding up. All right, I think it's working. Yeah, I really think it's working. Okay, I don't know who would watch this. Thanks for watching. I hope all the footage is good and my voice is like okay on the mic. All right, goodbye.